Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a really cool read for you guys today. There's actually two reads. The first one's pretty quick. If you're only going to listen to one of them, please listen to the second one, but they both have important information. This is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames, so it's also for the masculine within the feminine. And it is a general read, so if something doesn't resonate with you, please don't force it to fit. There's going to be a lot of messages for a lot of people, and then other messages that may only be for one or two people. So here we go. Take a deep breath, you guys. All right, so here we go. All right, so this first read, I'm going to pull an energy deck card for you guys first at 111. So for everybody watching, for the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn for this read today? For the Divine Masculine within the masculines and the feminines. This is a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read. And let's go ahead and clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. And fill that empty space with beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so here we have from the energy deck. What is the guidance for us as we start this read? We have 25. Which is the Knight of Wands, deceit, which has to do with deceiving yourself. So let's see what comes up from this. It's a really good read. Both of them are really good reads, so I wouldn't worry about the deceit. But it has to do with deceiving yourself, right? Which has to do a lot with negative self-talk and the way we all kind of fall back into that negative self-talk and how we're clearing those energies. We also have 32 here of the door to spirit, allowing the purification process to happen, keeping that door opened. And the victory here of the 28 of the twins. The 32 is the journey, and the 28 is the choice of path, the why in the road. And that's so perfect because the readings are all about the why. There's some cool stuff that came up after the read as well about that. So here's the victory of the twin flames. And going from, this is transmuting the negative energy of deceit, purifying, and then having victory in it. All right, so that's where we're starting from. The underlying energy here is the heart chakra, Archangel Raphael. 38 is the Queen of Cups. Really beautiful energy there. All right, so getting into this first read, it is the 5th. This is from the 4th. The second one is from today's date. And for those of you who've been watching, the last video was about the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and how it's like the awakening to the age of Aquarius. But there was something special about the 6th as well. So we'll see how that plays out as well. So the 4th was the energy of the 4 of the Emperor, and then it added up to the 15, which is a 6, which is the devil energy, which has to do the shadow side of our everyday life. So the Emperor being in control, and the devil is out of control, right? Because that's your addictions and codependencies, the things that you deem as the dark side of your personality. The SIRIAN Starseed deck here was cut and dealt at 9:15 to 16. So again, we have the devil energy to the 16 of the tower, which was yesterday was the 15, and today is the tower energy, the 16. So the SIRIAN Starseed yesterday was cut and dealt at 9:15 to 16. So again, it's confirming those energies. And there's definitely some sadness coming up between yesterday and today. I definitely cried a little bit here and there in the past couple days. And even on my way home, I ran out to Walmart this morning, and even just listening to some music on the way home, I got a little bit teary-eyed. So it's just some of that energy coming up to clear. And what else came up here? Yesterday, my lawn guys came to clean up the yard. So there's definitely cleaning up around the house, within the house and outside the house, within also cleaning up the act of your own act. And the numbers that were apparent when as I was dealing the cards, especially in the Tarot of Sexual Magic, were 52, which is the Queen of Swords, 44, which is that Four of Cups, the grounding and integrating, mastering of love, masterating. And then we have, and then 8, and then the V1118 came up together, which is the 8-8 of the masculine and the feminine, dancing side by side, balanced within their own masculine and feminine. So then I was done all but the mini deck, and noticed the King of Cups left eye, the right eye was covered, the left eye was staring at me, watching, and I got a little bit of a creepy feeling. So there may be a King of Cups and a Cancer energy keeps coming up the past couple days. So there may be someone in a negative energy that's around the masculine who's a Cancer male. So I finished this read at 9:41 to 42. 9 is the Hermit, 41 and 42 are the Ace and Two of Cups, which that energy came up again today. The major arcana yesterday were Indigo, where there were no majors in the main part of the read yesterday. Before the read, Indigo, Strength, and Shadow came up. Indigo's like the Magician, and the Shadow's the Devil card. We had 2 Pentacles, 6 Cups yesterday, 1 Sword, and 2 Wands. So a lot of cups for the masculine here. And then the King of Cups was the only person in the read. Was it? Oh, I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups was there too. So the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups, which can also represent siblings or father and child, or just people who are very much alike. The Nine of Wands and Nine of Cups also came up within the read, and then the Page of Wands came up after the read. The numbers in the code line were all about forgiveness, change, and self-discipline, but the S was covered up, so it came up as elf discipline, which I was getting as the child. Like apparently someone doesn't discipline their kids, so they may be like crazy teens now, like not doing whatever they want. So there's something about disciplining your kids that needs to come up, and it's definitely in regards to the Sophia energy. So using your feminine energy to discipline. And that doesn't have to be harsh discipline. It just has to do with teaching your kids what's right and wrong, right? There are some boundaries. So we have the numbers here. We had triple 9s, also double 2s. We also had double 1s and 4s in a lesser sense. But the triple 9s were really important. A lot of compassion, self-compassion. 8, 9, 10, begin again came up, as well as the 12 of the wisdom of the hangman. And the code line was all about number 2, which is the High Priestess and your psychic abilities. We had 2612, which is the 26 of the Page of Wands, and the 12 again of the Hangman. And 29 also came up, the 3 of Wands, which is being present in the moment. 26 of the Page of Wands. 68, the Page of Pentacles. And 24, the Queen of Wands. 49, the 9 of Cups. And 56, the 2 of Swords, which were been coming up a lot lately, all of them actually. So perhaps the kids need to be more disciplined by the feminine in their life. So, and that can represent the divine feminine as well. So also the F7 was coming up. So if that's significant to anyone, please comment below. And if you should need anything from me, all my information is below, twinflames3344.com and at gmail.com. You can send me an email if you don't see what you need from me, or if you want to read, just let me know. And also my CDs out there, Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. It's only $1 for a song. It's on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, and CD Baby if you'd like to check out my music. And so getting back to the read, we have the code line being about the King of Cups, which is also unconditional love, and forgiveness, change, and self-discipline, or elf discipline. And very much the temperature rising, being the key to the mastering of your emotions, of the Jesus, which is the Divine Masculine template, and being half in, half out. Supporting the urgency of emotions as the temperature rises. So F7 comes up as a lot of different things. And a lot of chalices stuff came up when I put it in online. Revelation 16 came up, that the time of waiting is over again. That came up this week already. At the time when the 7th angel is heard, sounding his trumpet, the mystery of God will be fulfilled, just as he announced in the gospel to his servants, the prophets. And also the Knight of Pentacles is coming up very much today about the twins being the loyal, humble servant. Also from reddit.com. That first one was from Agape Bible Study. The second header was from reddit.com. Chalice Guide for All Weapons, including Masterwork. And it basically said ... purely from destiny to chalice of opulence combinations. There's another header that said chalices, page 1 of 21, and 1 is the Magician, 21 is the World, and that was from tonini.net. And then F7 as a 2-step equation with rational numbers from Mr. Fuji's math class. I think it was grade 1. It said G1, so. But converting percentages to decimals and fractions. G10 was compound interest, and G2 was finding percentages. A lot of stuff, again, like I said, about chalices, what chalices symbolize from reference.com was according to disciples of Christ, the chalice itself symbolizes the central place of communion and worship, while the cross reminds us of the disciple Andrew and the importance of evangelism, or in other words, preaching or being personal witness. So again, the communion, the central place of communion where the cup is the Holy Grail, which is the divine feminine, and the Holy Communion is the masculine and the feminine coming together. Question 7, 2 circular discs, each of radius 50 m. This is from chegg.com, CHEGG. I was just getting Christ and egg because that's paralleling with the coming together of the masculine and the feminine. And then that was coming up with the coefficient of the restitution for the impact of what was done. And then the meaning of the chalice in the Cambridge English Dictionary. In Christian ceremony, the gold or silver cup in order to drink wine, and I'm just paraphrasing. And the second was water, because cup means water and emotions. So two forces each other. This was a math equation that came up. Each of the magnitude F, and F for me translates into the temperature rising, which was very much the message yesterday and today, especially since my heat started rising. My air conditioning wasn't working right, so that's another thing that comes up today. I had to have my air conditioning guy come out to the house today. So yesterday the long guys were here, and today my air conditioning and heating guy was here today. So two forces, each of the magnitude F, have a resultant of the ... and this was from brainly.in. So the equation was coming up with F being the magnitude and the result equaling minus 1/2 equal the cosine and then the phi sign, and minus half equals cosine 120 degrees, which then results in the phi equaling 120 degrees. So that 120 is 12 of the hangman backed up by source embodiment, okay? So force is vector quantity, so the F, and then the phi sign, the angle between A and B, and R being the result of the vector A and B. So that was the equation, and you can take the meanings a lot of different ways. So that's why I like to put them out there. But F7 was big here. And at 10:22 yesterday, I was looking up the different meanings of F7. And also 7 for me, being very right angle, is a key. It's like the T that comes up, but only the vertical line and the left line come up without the right line. So it comes up as a key. All right, so F7 is the wheelchair sport classification regarding neurological level S1, S2, which has to do with the sacral spine. It also is the keyboard function, and notice key comes up again here. Keyboard function, also personality and behavioral disorders due to brain disease, damage and dysfunction of the ICD-10 code, F7, and it also comes up as Islamabad, Pakistan, and F is the dominant 7th fourth note chord, which is it comes up from the root. It's constructed with the root, the major third, so the root is the root chakra, the major third would be the solar plexus chakra, and an interval consisting of 4 semitones, and a perfect 5, which is the perfect heart, and a minor 7th, which is the crown, which then can go into the minor energies, because if you ever hear music, it sounds like moaning or more minor as opposed to major key. So that was very cool how that came up. So the F dominant 7th is a 4-note chord, the root, the major 3rd, the perfect 5th, and the minor 7th. An interval consisting of 4 semitones, half tones. So half was coming up a lot in this read, like half in and half out. The F7 gene came up also, which is the coagulation factor 7, a protein coding gene that deals with factor 7 deficiencies and MIs, or having a heart attack. And also you notice that the F and the T are the same letters, reflecting each other. It's just that you take the lower line of the F and put it on the other side of the top of the T to make it a T. They're the same, they're the reflection of each other. They're same, just repositioned in a different way. Reflected, but the same whole. So F equals T. It just, again, all depends on your perspective of things. So F for me is about the temperature rising, and of course heat rises as we are toggling up. Like the hot air balloon, heat rises. Allow things to rise naturally. And at 10:33 here, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 33 is the Christ vibration, and the 7 of Wands, which is standing up for yourself, taking the high ground, again, raising yourself, allowing the heat to rise, to put you on top. And we started this one out at the 2 of Pentacles, upright. The Indigo, or the Magician, was reversed. The 4 of Swords was reversed. Strength card upright, and the Shadow card upright, all beneath this 2 of Pentacles, which in the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the main deck for the read, is all about surrender. So juggling, performing, balancing act, dance, after insecure, not sleeping or rising above, and awakening and being strong as the devil waves, all right? So that could be your addictions or codependencies waving hello, right? Tempting you. There's no peace in lacking faith, falling on face or from grace, into near death, dark night, or just being dead tired, or after death, clingy or foolish Aries and clingy Scorpio, without peace, codependent on each other. No sun, sundowning, drained or sick, crazy kids, Leo or ego, or just no sunshine when she's gone. Implementing a plan, the King of Wands, upright. Draining energy due to no peace of mind or peaceful place to be. Allocated funds foolishly, and the King of Wands, clingy, refusing to let things end or change. Likes things to remain the same, or a fixed Leo. Or King of Wands holding up, a Leo reversed, Aries reversed, Scorpio reversed, keeping their balls up in the air, or robbing Peter to pay Paul. The full moon brings up the past to release it, a lack of sleep and rising above, awaking to come out and celebrate July 4th. The Hermit over isolating or feeling like they're going crazy, or coming out about shame and guilt, or gypsies, tramps, and thieves. Tents lined with gold, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. And if you remember that story from enwikipedia.org, it was added to 1001 Nights in the 18th century by French translator Antoine Gallard. So the story was about a poor woodcutter who discovers a secret of thieves' den. Open sesame was the word they used to open the den, and the thieves then tried to kill him, but the faithful slave girl of the woodcutter foils their plots. Alibaba's son marries her and keeps the secret of the treasure. So 3 come together, socializing, or even a coven here rising up, over crazy person or parent or death, or stealing away with the goods, or gypsies scammed him, seasoned performers, all in act. Circus tents may look cheap, but they're lined with gold. Or females celebrate as liars, cheaters, and thieves, and crazy people fall. Suicides also come up as well here, and this is all at 1101. And then 1103, which is justice for the magician, and then justice for the empress. And that represents Epstein and then her name. I always forget what her name is. But anyway, the clarity is out, and the Page of Pentacles taking a closer look, more perspective. The wisdom of standing in your authenticity no matter what others think, say, or do. without forcing your beliefs on them, including twinkle toes and neutral colors, or all one tone, or the one who's beige and light. So twinkle toes was coming up as primary colors, bold and bright, and then the other child energy, which is coming up as the neutral one, with neutral colors, all one tone, or beige or light, or like everything matching. Whether into making money or into hanging out, armed with the truth, but what about the love? Where is the love? So that comes up here. Give your relationship a chance, and then soulmate was beneath that. New passion, creativity, growth, and burning the past, and the why me in the road. And why is really big here, just even that question. So the why me in the road. One path in the why is straight, but the other is just left, turning the corner, away from narcissistic man or marriage, establishment or religion, leaning on the truth with right elbow while she or he only sees their ass, while little lizard is watching, including her ass, on your lap, and you allowing it, the great pretender, with a message standing strong, the nightmare is almost over. No more cats and cauldron, daggers and dungeons, or dungeons and dragons, or not even noticing or paying attention when the slipper actually fits, and their ass is right in front of your face, as well as knees, ankles, feet, while servicing one for looks and how things appear to others, no matter how much you or they suffer. So love comes up here, which is number 6, and beneath that was financial discipline, which is 48, walking away and within, and that has to do with finances too. When the exchange isn't exactly to your liking, or some negative energy comes up in the exchange, can you be authentic to yourself and walk away, which happened with me. So that's coming up for you to be tested on. Can you actually live in your authenticity and walk away even though you like something because of the negative energy that's also that comes with whatever the purchase is. And actually when I wrote this, the guy was up on my roof vacuuming out the gutters. That was at 11:22, which is justice, and the 22 of the Fool. So the devil is down under, peeking in at big love. The Holy Grail, walking away from a mess of emotion, frustration, inability to conceive, of finding peace in the stars and the moon, all blue and cool, the full moon in Capricorn and the sun in Cancer, the mamas and the papas, the shining and the howling, but I was also just now getting the lancers. If you can't beat 'em, join 'em in the dance, the sun and the central sun and the slivery moon, because we're past silvery June and spooning. Now there must be Christmas in July and fireworks, finding peace with Aquarius and Cancer. The water bearer at night takes flight, and crabby with red eyes who dances with wolves, as frog spies at night to see where they're going without them. What is he missing amidst the fern and overgrown grass? Missing the boat, last one cast. Devil on fire with love, frustration, or walking away? Finding peace in dreams and stars, or settling with the moon and hanging with dogs. The full moon dance of guilt and shame and blame game, to see how far they can get you to jump with a smirk on their face, feeling no compassion. At 11:42 is justice and the 2 of Cups. Suffering in silence, or perhaps a sister forever. Does love equal the Queen of Wands reversed? Flipping out at every full moon or every night. So this is saying, how much will you put up with? How far will you jump to learn to love yourself first? So at 11:43, which is justice and the 43 of the 3 of Cups, some extra cards that come up regarding a hurt Page of Cups with no affection from Scrooge, and the King of Pentacles reversed ends a cycle of suffering and silence. So at 11:43 and coming together, recently is the Knight of Cups upright. So being love, does being love mean never having to say you're sorry? So this is kind of paralleling, does love equal the Queen of Wands reversed? Because that's a very angry person, right? And relating to this because my mother had a really bad temper, so it can definitely be that energy. My mother was the Queen of Wands. So it has to, is love putting up with someone who abuses you every day? And this very much parallels to my parents, because they were both, when my mother went into the Alzheimer's facility, we had to end up moving them to another Alzheimer's facility, and then my mom and dad went into separate rooms where my dad was incapacitated but not mentally, and then my mother had Alzheimer's, so she lived in another room, but he wanted to be in the same place with her. So they were in different rooms. But the last 6 months that my dad was alive, he went there for her, but she was still treating, that of course there's love between them, but she was also very abusive. She would throw things at him and be mean to him. And I just saw the sadness in his face at the end, realizing that he was getting old. So he was not remembering sometimes that she had Alzheimer's. So when she was being mean to him, he was taking it personally. And really, it just, he was in such discomfort the last 6 months of his life. I really feel like he was wondering, was it all worth it for me to put up with this? So does love mean being the Knight of Cups, being all love? Does it mean never having to say you're sorry? Guilt and shame for spreading the word, stolen, or after running away from recovering, or telling them or letting them back in the fold? Why do you keep letting people back in the fold who keep hurting you over and over again? Because you think that's love, but it's not loving yourself. So the King of Cups upright, ending pain or a painful end and betrayal, or back treatments and associated treatments around the world, completion and the sealed divine feminine with great pain between them. The King of Cups upright and the Page of Pentacles upright and the world. It looks like the Page of Pentacles is a pain in the ass coming between them at work. The wounded warrior full of shame and guilt on two different timelines, or me and mini-me, with intern or child shadowing everything he does, or his own inner child, as within, so without. Being authentic to yourself and loving yourself first. What you see is what you get. Not now you see it, now you don't. The ghosting scenario. Offer of love, being love, a message that magnetizes liars, cheaters, and thieves, and poor victims or guilt-ridden. What does that say about you and your subconscious? Allowing it in. Allowing the Ten of Swords pain to get in the way of the King of Cups, unconditional love, the world, the sealed divine feminine, the fifth element, the ether, with 2 strands of DNA, double helix to his 3rd strand of magician embodiment, and the ether that calms you, brings you back to earth. The foundation here is the 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior, moving, unstable, ending a marriage or visiting to come together and share. The Page of Cups upright, innocent love. It takes a community to raise a child, to raise them up to be happy and self-sufficient. The wounded warrior moving to raise the Page of Cups, or message of love, happy about a settlement at 1221, which is karmic completion, or moving to come together with a message of love to be happy with self, and thus that trickles down to share with others. Or sad wounded warrior that a group will raise their child without them at 12:23, and then I had to take a break to take a drink, so that might be someone who actually is alcoholic, at 12:23, which is the Hangman, and the 23 of the King of Wands. The central energy is the 2 of Cups reversed in disconnect, not seeing eye to eye or face to face. The King of Swords reversed, player falling short or holding back desires, perhaps for an orgasm at work, or bored, grounding and integrating offer of love from the world or the divine feminine. Or the King of Swords reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, suddenly explodes, erupts, blows their mind, top, cover, or crown, or shocked how boring that work is actually today. No issues. Or after explosion between the King of Swords reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, that one is not talking and now the other is trying to make up. Conflicted, fighting, playing games while bored at work, and then suddenly hanging out trying to see a new perspective. The challenge being the King of Cups upright with their left eye on you, and that can be that Cancer male, hurt by the devil's wave over the messenger of truth, between the Emperor upright and the Empress reversed, with heartbroken devil or Capricorn, and the messenger of truth between. Released from prison, anxiety, and working to align, to work out the details of the Page of Wands upright and the Knight of Cups upright, who could be kids, or inspired to offer love, or two, making restitution. The Empress reversed, Capricorn hurt, as the Emperor rushes in with the truth to everyone but her. Kids trying to make up for this, holding back feelings, desires, and energetic exchange, or heated debate in taming the beast. The King of Cups offering love to correct an imbalance, confessing guilt and breakdown, brokenness or just broke, falling short of rescue efforts. The King of Wands without peace, with devil split, lying, and cutting through the BS and the need for clarity, with High Priestess or Viking Princess, Italian, Greek, or Middle Eastern, without intuition, or that the secret is out, of a secret passion or addiction. It's funny, the long guys here, they actually left exactly at 12:12, and they're there for 4 hours. The number 4 was important yesterday and today as well. So now is the 9, in the present moment for the masculine, is the 9 of Swords, suffering in silence chronically, dumping a load, a burden, confessing about the past, letting go to be sovereign, or letting go of sovereign in a split lie and cutting through the crap at night and or at the full moon. Patient angel or Sagittarius is moving on, and the Queen of Wands reversed is broken or going crazy, or Cancer reversed, Virgo reversed, Pisces reversed, Taurus reversed, over the Queen of Wands reversed, release from prison or anxiety, or no more energy stealing or feeling trapped by dumping that load, with Justice, Divorce, or Libra standing up for self to the guilty, no longer kept quiet, powerless, and or broken. The Divine Masculine no longer rescuing those who need to be pushed out of bed, depressed, and then choosing the path to flirt with the King of Wands and then go on their merry way. Now the Divine Masculine choosing to journey on as the man of passion to face the Queen of Cups and shock them perhaps with an offer of their life, making peace with the devil, or having sold their soul to the devil, or seen as the devil splitting up with religious person or with secret passion. Soon for the masculine is the 10 of Cups reversed, an end of emotional or family cycle. The Emperor, messenger of truth, with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and disconnected or now down, or other kind of, or the car breaks down, or other breakdown in front of a lover reversed, or a breakup. The Emperor with abundance but unhappy family and truth, no best friend and or lover by their side. Scorpio explosive and on a quest, and Cancer and lover or affection, and both sad. So the Scorpio explosive on quest, perhaps for the truth, and Cancer without lover and or affection, and both of them sad. He is the 8 of Cups walking away at the lunar full moon eclipse. Batman at the beach without family or marriage, or Taurus, or sex, or project offers. Justice, Divorce, or Libra making an announcement, judgment, or wake-up call, final or cattle call, or advertisement. Gabriel is talking and words are up for grabs. Put in his thumb and pulled out a plum. No more pacifier. Just music. I got the music in me. Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, or Justice. Hierophant going their separate ways. This could be the one. Playfulness, attraction, and heart-to-heart conversations all came up for the masculine. Around him, or how he may be seen, is the 6 of Pentacles, sharing, and actually, come up here today? Oh, not there. The 6 of Pentacles is upright, sharing, settling out, and the King of Pentacles reversed, rising above, to awaken at night or at the full moon. Juggling, dancing, performing, balancing act for the wounded warrior who's dumping their emotional attachments. Rising up to the wounded warrior, but only halfway, if the wounded warrior will come down off their high horse, dumping at the full moon, or on a Cancer, or dumping a Cancer, they may be seeing the crab seen as less than, that the lobster has expensive tastes, right? So they would look down upon a crab. It's not good enough for him, his family, or his crowd. And there can be some condescending energy coming up here. The block here is the Nine of Cups upright, self-happiness, getting their wish, with 6 rays shining down upon the quest for the impossible dream, with twins, the Queen of Swords reversed, letting go to repair. Forgiveness, change, and self-discipline come up here, and the King of Wands with affection suddenly, or suddenly a jealous rage, and then making up. Big flame from suffering and silence, offering big love, and then walking away to another. Surprisingly new passion, without peace, cutting out addictions to one, codependencies with split, out of the fire and into the frying pan, a divide, clarity, and secrets are out, or lie about a secret passion. The Page of Wands upright, the masked boy, or peeper, and burning desire, or infected in a lie and divide, leaving Aquarius or depression behind, to flirt with the Queen of Cups, to get a financial offer out of her, to give him everything, or sex for money, or picked up an STD from a whore that he paid for, or just a urinary tract infection. The Page of Wands lied or split, or needs clarity, and conflicted, fighting, competing, and flirting with moving, visiting, or ending a marriage. Insecure, manipulative, or without the tools, and a split, lies, and cutting through the crap, all that is destined. The Page of Wands with passion to remove his mask and break up with a big fight and move, insecure but knows it's destined. The Two of Pentacles surrender, of the wounded warrior still fighting them, walking away and settling out. The Knight of Cups offering love to disconnect or at a distance, and challenged by the King of Cups upright and the Ten of Cups reversed, end an emotional cycle or family, and the Nine of Cups happy with self on his own, suffering in silence or purging, with new passion, and the Page of Wands inspired to split in a fight and move. Surrender after insecure about awakening and being strong, with the Devil, being perhaps insecure about being love all the time, with Cancer or at the full moon, or during Cancer season. The wounded warrior and disconnect, not seeing eye to eye, or suffering in silence, stressed out, or purging, or crying, and challenged by the King of Cups upright, unconditional love, mastering of their emotions, walking away to end an emotional cycle, settle out, and be happy with self in order to get wish of new passion, inspiration, and clarity about expansion, changes, and the pursuit of happiness and a move. All right, so that was the first read. And where are we as far as time? We're at 38. All right, so 38 ends the first read. I'm going to pull another energy deck card for you guys, so take another deep breath. All right, this card, 2 cards just flipped out. They literally rolled over. We have Angel of Balance, 48, which is the walking away and within of the 48, and then the 2 of the High Priestess on the journey, crossing the 4D bridge, the rainbow bridge here. So again, my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm waiting here outside your door. She's halfway across the bridge. So again, the halfway is coming up here. So this is about meeting them halfway, and then are they going to show up, though? Are they going to come the other half? This is someone learning to love themselves, the Angel of Balance. It's very feminine energy. The little girl within is learning to be balanced and not give all, waiting for the masculine to meet them halfway, right? And this is them walking away if they don't. This is them using their tuition, their intuition. Somebody could be using their tuition too. So the bottom of the deck again is coming up here, Archangel Raphael and the 4th chakra, the heart chakra. So that's really important here, the 4th chakra. And the 38, we just split the 2 reads at the 38, which is the Queen of Cups. She's the halftime person, right? All right. So getting back to the second read, this was for today. Today is July 5th, 2020. So it's the 5 of the Hierophant. It's also change, expansion, and freedom. The Hierophant ultimately is about commitment to yourself, to your higher self, and that's why it's to God or to Source, to Creator, to the Divine. It's committing to yourself, the whole. The day adds up to the 16 today, which is the Tower energy, and the Tower came up reversed today, so in the aftermath of sudden events, epiphanies, and or orgasm, however it comes up for you. And today, critical mass being key here, about going into your feminine energy to toggle up right now. So that was an important message for everyone, to make sure to meditate as much as you can, to go into your feminine and toggle up. It's coming up that right now, it's really important to make that hard left, to go into the feminine, to toggle up to reach critical mass. But once that's done, then the Y in the road is fine, because as long as you're always going forward, it doesn't matter which direction you take. So the second read, so the music from the tenors was coming up. So when I teared up on my way home from Walmart today, the line from the song was, "I remember you were in my arms the night when all the stars were falling down," and that references the July 4th fireworks, and that's from the tenors. And tenors, remember, is the higher voice, right? The higher notes, the feminine energy toggling up. So all of the feminine energy keeps being brought up over and over and over again these past 2 weeks, because we need to reach critical mass. So the underlying energy here, or excuse me, the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 851, which is 8 of strength, and the 51 of the King of Swords. And I needed a notebook. That's why I went to Walmart. I needed bleach too. And by the way, they only let me get one bleach. They took the other one back. So there's some restrictions on bleach still. And at 8:38 and 39, which is the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, I was getting the Ghost Whisperer, or the Horse Whisperer could be coming up as well, but I was initially getting the Ghost Whisperer. So the read was finished at 9:14, which is the Hermit, and the 14 of the Temperance card, the Angels, the higher love. And the major arcana for this read in front of you was, the major arcana were Starseed, which is like the Fool, Higher Self, Tower, and then before the read, the Shadow, which is the Devil, and after the read, Abundance, which is the Empress, came up. We had 3 Pentacles, 3 Swords, and 2 Wands. There were no cups in the read in front of you. And then we had the King of Wands and the King of Swords come up as far as the court cards, and that was it. There were no other court cards at all. The King of Wands and the King of Swords, and they were both reversed. King of Pentacles was reversed too, and the King of Swords. So all 4, wait, who was the other one? King of Cups is upright. King of Cups is upright, Page of Cups was upright, and Knight of Cups was upright, but the Queen of Cups reversed. So how does she fit in here, right? Because she belongs with the Cups family. So the code line here was all about manifestation, completion, timeout, and adventure. But the C was covered on completion, so it was coming up as C, Om, pletion. Okay, so again, Om, make sure you meditate. And also Ad was coming up separate from venture. So Ad has to do with advertisements, but also after death of the Jesus and Mary Magdalene on the cross, the Ascension in the next 3 days. And that was coming up paralleling to the 4th, 5th, and 6th that are going on right now. The rising of the Jesus and Mary. And also Christmas in July is coming up here. So the code line here regarding manifestation, completion, timeout, and adventure, and adventure was most important, it was the first card out, was all about the 5 of crystals, which has to do with, it's the 5 of Pentacles, the 2 lovers left out in the cold. But what we don't talk about very often is that they have each other. They have the love of each other, and that's all they really need, because then they can expand. So the Sophia, or the feminine energy, seeing southeast energy was coming up again. That came up yesterday as well. That the heat is on, so that was coming up. The Mass key, the King of Pentacles in his feminine, or in other words, Santa Claus was coming up. I see Christ consciousness, which is the unity consciousness. It's like being Santa Claus on Christmas. The show of power of the left, the feminine energy, and toggling up as the divine feminine, the fidelity of creation. The critical mass is key here. The lovers out in the cold, that even thus the lovers see there's always a time for time out. As the rising temperature in IV, right? IV is like in constant flow, the en masse Christmas in July. As the temperatures rise, it's really important that we keep going into the feminine energy over and over and over again. Keep toggling up and meditating. Christmas in July. So it was coming up instead of Christmas, it was coming up as FIV Mass, which is the 5, but the fidelity of the IV flow, the continuous flow of the rising heat in order to cool it down. Okay? And that was doubly confirmed by me having my air conditioning guy come out to the house today, because my air started not working anymore just the past couple days, because it was fine before that. So it's just yesterday and today, which then is again confirming the 4th, 5th, and 6th energies that we're in right now. So also manifestation was coming up for me to break it down. Manifest at Ion, which is the connection, the Y in the road. The Christ consciousness of the Om pletion. The time out, or the end of karma, the end of 3D, and the adventure, the after death venture. The 2020 vision of July 4th, 5th, and 6th vision, which add up to the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th, the devil, the tower, and the star, that you must go through the E-tower to get to the stars. The devil's in the details of how to do that. Well, that's really interesting how that came up, because there's something else that came up at the end of the read regarding the word how, which I will let you know when I get there. The difference between the Y and T is a hard right or a hard left. So if you see a T, right, it's like a T in the road. It's a hard right or a hard left after a dead end. Whereas the Y, you're still moving forward, just in a different direction. They are the same in that they both have a place to get stuck in the choosing. The T with adjacent possibilities, and the Y unlimited possibilities. The T is an anchor, and the Y is the asking. It is the expansion, the moving beyond, the 0 point. If God is T when we toggle up, and the anchor is the T reversed, toggling down to the center of the earth, then the human between is where the expansion of us all happens. All and nothing are not opposites. All and negative. So all or nothing are not opposites, because all or minus all are opposites, as above so below. And thus the collapsing of all and minus all is the 0 point, which is 0. So again, all and nothing are not opposites. All and minus all are. As above, so below. Thus the collapsing of the all and the minus all equals the 0 point. The explosion and the implosion all at once, creating the vacuum, the backpedaling, the retrograde into 0 point field. Field hockey, hockey puck, spinning round and round. Where we end up, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Just stuck in the hero's game of never-ending levels. But you can always go home to 0 point. Home without ever losing ground. The show of power in toggling left, the divine feminine. And by the way, I didn't give you all the numbers there at the top. The code line was all about the number 71, which is co-creation, which is the 3 of Pentacles. It came from 65, which is the King of Pentacles, and the 6 of the Lovers, coming into 71 of the 3 of Pentacles, co-creation. And we had double 5s, double 6s, and double 7s. How do you like that? We had 4, 5, 6, 7, the sequence. So I told you about the 4, 5, 6, but also has to do with the range of the 4 to 7 being the sweet spot, right? The middle, just above the middle. And double 8s also came up in a lesser sense. So it was really about the 4, 5, 6, 7, but mostly the 5, 6, 7, because that's the sweet spot, because 4 is below the middle. You don't really want to drop below the middle. And then the 4, 45, which is the grieving process, and then the 56 of the being in your knowing and keeping your energy pure, and the 67 of that Knight of Pentacles, the loyal, humble servant. And then in a lesser sense, the dance of the twins beside each other, the 78 of the ultimate family, right? That 10 of Pentacles, which is just really a world who all loves each other and considers each other family. And then we had, in a lesser sense, the 34 of the 8 of Wands and the 23 of the King of Wands, and then the 89, which is the reflection of the human body temperature, 98, which for me references the rising of the temperature or the falling of the temperature. And here it's July, where the temperature is rising and we need to cool it down. So the show of power in toggling left, the divine feminine, right now, a hard left is required for critical mass. Love is all around as we go from 7 to 5 in the code line here, 6 to 5. It's like 7 to 5, then 6 to 5, and then 7, 6 is the Knight of Pentacles, and 5, 5 is Excalibur, the truth. So we have the loyal, humble servant meets the 55 of Excalibur, the truth, and then the 6 of the lovers into oneness, the I, Christ consciousness or unity consciousness, the loyal, humble servant of truth. The 76 of the Knight of Pentacles equals 4, which is the Emperor, and 55 equals 1, the Magician. So it's actually the Magician and the Emperor, because those are the powers of 3D and 5D that bring together. It's like the explosion and the implosion all at once. The Emperor is the below, the Magician is the above and the below that then collapse into one at the 0 point. So the Emperor plus the Magician, the 4 and the 1, is then 41, the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, but also adds up to 5, which is the expansion of freedom and change. And it was very cool because the way the 76 reflects, if you draw the 76 and then reflect it exactly, it comes up with two domed lines, like when you put something in quotations, you have 2 domed lines next to each other. It was coming up as the quotations with a circle and a line. So that was coming up as important here, which I'll get to on the next page. But again, critical mass. And then the 76 not only comes up as the quotation mark with a circle and a line, but it also comes up as 2R. And so the 2 quotes with the circle and the line is referencing the human reaching out to source. Or in other words, expansion, because the double lines of the quote also reference the sound expanding out into the universe. So it's the sound, the tones, the quotes, the notes, the tone, whatever that is as far as sound. The circle is the human embodiment of source, and the line is then reaching out to the universe, ever expanding, okay, to more and more and more. So then they were leading me to the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles and the 55 of the Ace of Swords. If you add them together, the 67 and 55, it equals 131, which is a very important number here. It's the 3 in the middle, the third energy, and the 2 magicians around it. Okay, 131, very important. It also adds to 5, which again is the expansion energy of freedom and change. We have the 13, right, of 131. We have the 13, which is which reduces to a 4 of the Emperor, but it's also the 13 of the Death card, the Dark Knight, and the change. And then the 1, which is the Magician embodiment. Or it's 2 magicians around the third energy in the middle, the 3, the Mother Gaia, the abundance, the joy, the socializing, the being authentic, the one who smiles. Alligator and crocodile and pirate smiles. All smiles are welcome. So remember the number 4 as the Emperor is it's coming up as the 13 and the 31. We're talking about the number 131. So we have 13 and 1, and then we have 31 and 31. So 13 is death and contracting, and 31 is expansion. It's the 5 of Wands. So we have the number 4, because 31 is a 4 and 13 is a 4, where 5 of Wands is expanding Emperor, And the 13 is the contracting emperor. So the emperor who makes contracts or contracts, and the emperor who expands, right? Who lets go of control. So that was perfect as the number 4, showing that it's the expansion and contracting all at once of the 131. And it also adds up to 5, which is further freedom, change, and expansion. So with the all smiles welcome, the alligator and crocodile and pirate smiles, that all smiles are welcome, because 3 is that number of the joyful person who always smiles. I was also getting from the alligator was coming up alligator. Allie, come out wherever you are. So it's calling someone named Allie to come out. 6 to 7 is the sweet spot. 5 to 5 is the 0 point, canceling each other out, back to 1. Back to 1. 2, 1 is the world. It's the whole, the complete. The 21 is also a 3. The mother, the Gaia, the vehicle of all creation. The 3 of Gaia and mother, and the 4 of the emperor and expansion and contraction, which those two together equals the chariot, which is the vehicle of ascension. The 1, 3, 1. The 3, 4, 5, where the 4 is the middle, going from the 3D to the 5D, requires the 4D bridge, with room to expand and contract to get all safely over it, for the 5, 6, 7 made in heaven. 5, 6 of knowing and keeping energy pure. The 6, 7 of the loyal, humble, faithful servant of Source, divine, postman, that brings the good word. 7, 8 is pushing the limits. It's the 10 of Pentacles, dream family. And the 8, 9 is out of range of human body temperature. It's too hot or too cold to go there as a human being. Stay in the 4 to 7 range for the most part. 47 is the 7 of Cups, is synchronicities and heaven in their eyes, that dreams are real. It's the imagination that will take you the farthest. Plus 8 to manifest them, and then 9 for compassion for self in starting over again. Okay? So really 8's the last of the manifestation, because then when you get past the 8, you have to start over and have compassion for yourself, because the 9 year, you can never go forward. It's about letting everything go. So we start this second read. What did I write? The second read in front of you starts with the 4 of Pentacles upright again, which is the Divine Masculine's heart, which was the same yesterday. And although it doesn't end on the Divine Feminine's heart, the clarification card does. Up here, right there, is the 7 of Pentacles, which is the Divine Feminine's heart in the SIRIAN Starseed deck. So remember that the number 4 is about survival. It's manifesting on a survival level, right? That we first have to survive here. We can't manifest dreams until we can survive, right? So the 4 of the Divine Masculine's heart in the bat cave, surviving. And beneath that was the 9 of Pentacles reversed, the shadow or the devil reversed, the 8 of Swords reversed, and the 7 of Cups upright. And so you notice the cards beneath the 4 were 9, 8, 7, so it's counting down backwards to blast off. In the bat cave, where it's cool from the heat, after powerless and detox and release with options and synchronicities, frustrated and not aroused by the Page of Pentacles reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, father and child or father and his inner child, detoxing together at the same time or all at once, the man and the child or inner child, the happy family or endo-emotional cycle, the messenger of truth rushes in with a message of gathering of the High Priestess, the Star, and the Moon reversed. Pisces upright, Aquarius upright, and Cancer reversed. Over Capricorn reversed, and that can reference the Cancer-Capricorn connection of the mother and the father, but they're both reversed here. And that Capricorn can definitely be the King of Pentacles reversed. Or the group is above frustration or downers, the inability to become inspired, with the High Priestess or Secret over the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help, money, or opportunity, and the Star or Dream Girl is over the King of Pentacles reversed, who may be greedy or just recently lost money and or status, or is just ungrounded and dealing with deception or the lunar eclipse, detoxed or woke up before dawn to detox, working to align with a message or spreading the word, stepping up to the plate, taking a swing, perhaps unstable or moving or visiting, or ending a marriage, or drained, sick and tired and overexposed, or in need of sunshine, the injustice of over-isolation and losing their mind, or coming out, or a parent with dementia or Alzheimer's now at 11:51, which is justice, and the King of Swords. There's justice in stepping down from the pumpkin patch here. So there may be literally a judge stepping down from the pumpkin patch. At 11:55 is justice, and again, the Excalibur, the Ace of Swords, the truth. So stepping down from the pumpkin patch, perhaps over-radiated, sundowning. The overrated reminds me of Trump too, because the orange, so that could reference him as well. But sundowning, the time of the life, the hermit reversed, the old, the losing your mind, or parent issues, or a parent unable to care for their child, or not disciplining them properly here. Or a child, or a Leo who acts like a child, is holding up the Virgo and Libra. Separation is out, or heart issues, overexposed, over-radiated, sick, drained, or sick and tired of being dumped on, crying, purging, or overwhelmed by destiny or Libra, or Leo reversed, or ego death, all divinely timed. Love yourself first, and beneath that was give your relationship a chance. Streaming rays, or leaks in the ceiling again, or leaks in Freon, or needing more Freon, it's very hot. Schooling the goose to stay quiet, or overactive kids, or kids complaining too much, or fell off the horse again. The Four of Cups reversed, no more hanging at the gate. The Page of Swords, leaning on the truth, or hanging out the window with their left arm dangling. Finding peace, putting truth aside, with sex or rescue efforts. Closing the distance gap with clarity, no longer offering to those who don't deserve your time, love, or efforts. Humpback and mounds or pointy knees, people's insecurities coming up to be freed. And then Frida came up because I watched that movie the other day. So if you have any hang-ups about yourself, you got to watch Frida, because she never let anything stop her no matter what. I mean, she was basically paralyzed by the time she passed away. But so down by the creek or down by the riverside or the Delaware River Gap, damn it, Janet, transvestite from another planet, unable to get there. Relationship without sex not working, or tired of being rejected, or camel toe, or hump, or having to carry the load for everyone. Communication comes up as 33, the Christ vibration, and the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself, perhaps being defensive. And love partnership, which is 26, the Page of Wands, which is all about being inspired and young again. The Four of Wands reversed, ending home or marriage, moving or visiting another home. Trapped, though, hanging out in a fishbowl, like the magician in the water tank without his key. Frustrated, uninspired, unhappy not getting their wish. Negative self-talk, rumors, spying, or a mouthy kid, or lying. Letting go a bit to set off fireworks and some time with the family. Or stuck with dissatisfied kids or messages, spending what little you have left on fireworks or hard work cleaning up the yard and or house. Busy bees or busy bodies all around the house, or cleanups nice and kids are not pleased to have to clean, but it feels good afterwards. The Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, over-isolating, going crazy, or coming out, destined, or Virgo reversed and Libra upright, getting clarity with communication about a move from the Four of Wands reversed to the Ten of Cups upright, which has to do with, could be two different types of homes. One's more structure and fear-based, and the other one's more emotionally fulfill-based. So the Emperor and Child, or inner child, patient, angel, or Sagittarius in another world with the Two of Cups, or major connection, at 12:30, which is the Hangman, and the Four of Wands, the house, or union energy. Recently is the Starseed reversed, lacking faith, or closed their crown, refusing downloads, or finding peace, from the Knight of Cups, offering love, to the Hermit reversed, going crazy or over-isolating. It could be a crazy man, or a Virgo reversed, or an elder, by the King of Swords reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, coming clean, getting clean, or cleaning up the act or their house in a bold move, or because they're moving. And the King of Wands reversed is sick or tired of hospital or office injuries or visits, or taking care of others. The Hierophant reversed, breaking contract, divorce, deviating from the norm. The King of Cups upright, Cancer and deception, or up at dawn to perform, or to work out, or the balancing act, with the King of Wands reversed, finding peace, and the King of Wands reversed, shaman, or not shaman, juggling with deceiving. King of Cups, Cancer, who could also be Taurus. Taurus reversed comes up here, or the King of Cups, Cancer, and the Taurus is separate person, religion, or establishment that's reversed here. It could be a break in contract or divorce, or a business closing down, or just closed today for the holiday, refusing emergencies to love self first. Falling on their face or from grace, the foundation is the Five of Swords reversed, post-war, PTSD, looting, and a need for apologies, dumping a load, a burden, or confessing to stand up for self, take the high ground, the high road, rising above, awakening to end the conflict in a losing battle, rising, levitating for complete surrender, the surrender, to a place where there is no competition or ego. The central energy is the Six of Swords upright, on the water, or finding peace, showing high vibration and not feeding into the low vibration of victim mentality, in the energetic exchange of equal value while sharing, teaching and learning, not just giving to the needy, not falling to their level, but helping them to rise, and walking away when needed. The challenge being the Five of Pentacles, the Mary Magdalene cave, in exile from the group down below. Under the radar, the Queen of Cups reversed, choosing a new path, spreading the word, and stepping up to bat. The World reversed with dark night, death, end, or transition, ending the war in the aftermath, dealing with the cleanup detail. The Graveyard shift, clearing up the dead off the field after the war, the job that nobody wants, or they're questionable if they do. The Queen of Wands is undressing, and the Knight of Cups offering love to the sick or left behind, in need of sunshine, injustice at the shadow, the devil, the Capricorn, or addictions and codependencies, and the Queen of Swords upright, standing up for themselves. Swinging or cleaning up of the heartbroken and weary, wanting to pull the sword from their own heart to manifest with their own DNA after ghosting, or in other words, being invisible. Now is the higher self upright, the coming together with a higher love, the suffering in silence, the purging in stress, to end the nightmare once and for all, starting over, letting go of sovereignty, to have emotional fulfillment. You must go through it to completely let it go. The Queen of Wands at the workplace, and the higher self, the Knight of Pentacles, blocking an announcement or decision and taming the beast. Leo, ego, or Taurus reversed, Aquarius reversed, and Leo reversed, or ego, blocking his higher self, which is the divine feminine, at 1 o'clock, which is the magician with a whole lot of source empowerment behind it. Which, blocking this higher self, of course, is a losing battle at 1 o'clock on the dot, offering love to the sick and dying. The Ace of Cups reversed, dumped in the dumps, purging, overwhelmed, or blocked by the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and Empress reversed, or just a Taurus reversed, or ill mother, aunt, or grandmother. Taurus reversed, Aquarius reversed, and Leo upright and reversed here. Could be two different Leos. Libra reversed, Capricorn reversed, all here. Orchestrating clarity, organizing, placements, or table settings, and holding back payment until it's done right. So somebody could be planning a party or a wedding or something like that. Or synchronicities, giving clarity, held over the Empress reverse head, or threatening to drop all of your debt on her. Reunion with the Queen of Swords upright, under the radar, in a split or divided, or a lie, or cutting through the crap, needing to cut the fat and cut to the chase to get rid of the waste, or getting tummy stapled or tucked. Ego or awakened to another world, where dumping the load or confessing. Twins confessional, holding back their desires or falling short on energy. Soon is the King of Wands, the shaman who's reversed, grieving loss, regret, guilt, and shame, and the past, and the choices they made, with the Queen of Cups reversed. The Page of Wands inspired, by the Queen of Swords talking to or about the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunction or finances or family, business, or community loss, with the Empress reversed in lack, miscarriage, or miscarriage of justice, or the Taurus reversed holding on to Libra reversed in divorce or to injustice with Taurus reversed, or fallen religious establishment or leader. A tainted connection of justice system and religious leaders and women of power abusing their power, or Libra reversed, Taurus reversed, and another Taurus reversed. Coming clean, the King of Pentacles reversed, about starting over without an Empress reversed and a Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, or legacy. He is seeing himself as the King of Swords reversed, with the King of Cups, love for work, fooling himself, falling for the Emperor and their control, never allowing the King of Cups to get bored, to give him his time to think about what he really loves. The King of Swords, negative self-talk, verbal abuse, or lying, or the Divine Masculine being watched over every minute by the King of Cups upright and or the Emperor upright, giving him what he wants in order to keep him shut up, basically, and working, right? Because they benefit from his working. And also the Emperor can be his own self, right? And the King, he's seeing himself as the King of Swords, which is someone who lies. So he's lying to himself, at least, if not being verbally abusive. So we have free yourself, forgiving and learning, chemistry, trust, past life relationship, and it is safe for you to love. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he is seen, is the Tower reversed in the aftermath, after calculating gains and losses. Dissatisfaction with the worst over, with the bliss of the Page of Cups message of love, released and walking away. No wish, not bored, released into the ether, walking away from innocent love and their own innocence. The block here is the Six of Pentacles upright, sharing and settling out, suffering in silence, purging and stressed, and being present at 0 point, and spiritual. Manifesting, completion, time out, and adventure came up, but even more so for the masculine here is karmic completion and moderation. And then strumming my pain with his fingers came up, living my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly. Judgment for the plaintiff came up here, for taking too long to make a decision. The Middle East rising above drama, tangoing with flame, used to the heat and destruction, and letting go and separation and manifesting, swallowing their pride in a heartbreak. And then I wrote, or 131, third party between the two magicians. And I wrote 131 here, and I looked at the clock, it was 131. So unbelievable. 131 is really important here. So again, 131 is the third energy between the two magicians. So 132 and 131 is the magician and the 31 of the Five of Wands expansion. It can also be conflict in games and pursuit of happiness. The 32 is the Six of Wands, the journeyman, the heat rising, powerless without affection, manifests big time, walking away under the radar in a split to awaken twins who are falling short and holding back their desires. The lack of abundance, or Empress reversed, surrendering more fully to reunion with the Divine Feminine's heart in order to reap rewards. The Four of Pentacles, Divine Masculine's heart, post-war, King of Swords reversed, in the aftermath of falling on their face into peace, right? Not realizing they were going to fall into a peaceful place, challenged by the Mary Magdalene cave above the group without light. And the King of Wands reversed, settling out with their higher self, rising above the drama, where Batman walks away or along the beach, with the Empress reversed, surrendering to the Three of Cups, coming together in order to reap. The Four of Pentacles, Divine Masculine's heart, lacking faith in emotional fulfillment. Post-war peace times, and challenged by the Hermit without light in the Mary Magdalene cave above the group, and the higher self above him, his higher self being the Divine Feminine, and the King of Swords reversed and King of Wands reversed shaman, separate from the Middle Easterner. Aftermath settling out with the belly dancer or tiny dancer, rising above or performing, And that could be a child too who's performing dance or gymnastics or something like that. Walked away from the Empress, so this person, the tiny dancer, may be walking away from the Empress reversed, or power-hungry female, and that could be a boss or a coach, to a group or to a reunion with the Divine Feminine's heart in order to reap rewards at 142. So 1 is the Magician and 42 is the Two of Cups. So it was very interesting because right after my read, I was listening to a video while I was waiting for things to be done. And when that video was over, it went right on to an Abraham Hicks video. And in the Abraham Hicks video, they were talking about what you can manifest in just one day. And so just before my guy arrived, and he's an old friend who's been helping me out for many years now, he had initially texted me back when I realized my air conditioning wasn't working, that he wouldn't be able to make it till Wednesday. And I said, well, that's fine. Because I know he always goes above and beyond. So I didn't want him to, take more time away from the family. So I said that was fine. And then that was around 11:55 it was actually. And then he texted me back at 1:33 and said he's 15 minutes away and he'll come. So it was so funny, right after I was listening to the one-day manifest from Abraham Hicks, literally my situation changed from having him come fix the air conditioning from Wednesday to today in one day. And then they also brought up, she had said, it's very important in manifesting that instead of asking how, because that'll bring your energy down, to use the word why, which I talk about all the time, is the why in the road. Because why, it leads you to the positive manifestation as opposed to how, which leads you to the negative manifestation. So remember that, the why in the road is really important, which relates back to my why in the road in the read, and just the importance of the why, that doesn't matter which direction you choose, because in a why, you're always still going forward. Whereas when you're dealing with the T energy, you have to make a hard right or left. You're literally going to adjacent possibilities. You're not going up or down, you're going side to side. So it was very interesting the way the read came up. Was very cool today. All right, so one more pull from the energy deck here. It's, as we turn to 117 on the dot. Perfect, which is the star, which is tomorrow, is the 17. So let's see what comes up tomorrow. That should be very interesting as well. All right, guys. What is your takeaway here from these two reads? What is the last takeaway here for everyone watching, for the best and highest good of all those concerned? What do we need to learn? Excuse me. What do we need to learn? Whoops. Whoa. Well, that just went all over the place. Saying to rein in your energies. They're all over the place. To ground yourself. Let's see what else comes up. Take a deep breath, you guys. All right, here we are. Oh, there you go. We started out on deceit again. And then these two are coming out with it. Same cards. What we started out is what we're getting again. 25 is deceit. The Masson came up as the King of Swords reversed today, which is, right, deceiving himself, lying to himself, allowing the purifying energy to come through, to purify, right, it's all about a transmuting process, allowing the transformation to happen into victory, which is the 228, which is the Two of Wands, which is the why in the road again. So ask the why. This is the journey from deceit to why. The constant co-creation. And then we have the bottom of the deck is the thinking man. So again, that's the King of Swords, which he was seeing himself as, but was reversed. And this is the 46 of the Children in the Garden, the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups was upright in the read today. So he can change his perspective here all in one day. That's so perfect, because he's the King of Swords reversed, and he can change that all in one day and manifest the 46, the inner children of the twins, and come together. That was a beautiful message. Wow. All right, guys, make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and rise and be love. Bye. We'll see you on the 17th.